What's up, guys? Dave here with El Jardín Perdido, taking advantage of my evening commute from work. But I wanted to touch base on this whole vegan bandwagon thing that's going on right now. And everyone's so upset about people jumping off and the deceit and all of that goodness. But where to start with that, right? In my opinion, I don't think it works in the long term, and to be honest, I think it's a trend. And I think with the American diet, people are feeling like crap and they're looking for answers, and that seems to be the shortest distance. Seems to be everyone's go-to, whether they're trying to lose weight or trying to regain health. And I will say that the vegan diet is far more healthy than the standard American diet, even though there's variations of it. You've got your junk foods, and you've got the holistic, by the book. But I will say that I don't know much more than a handful of people who are thriving on a diet that's vegan. And the few that I know that are thriving, at least, they haven't come out with anything, but supposedly they're thriving. It's a lifestyle, and it's supplementation, and it's being really careful and picky about what you eat, and not everyone has that convenience between time and location. So where I'm going is, yes, the alternative of being vegan is much better than the standard American diet. One of the things that vegans bring to the plate is that meat's so horrible for you. Well, a big part of that is because any studies have been done after the industrialization of farming, and that's agriculture and livestock, both in the same. The big thing is with livestock, it's more prevalent, and they're doing a lot more screwed up things. It's their condition, it's what they're being fed because of their condition, and because of overcrowding and what they're being fed, they have to be treated with antibiotics, and there's just a lot of issues. And the meat is absolute crap unless you're hunting your own meat or buying, wild boar or this or that. There's really, it's going to be really bad. In the same token, a lot of these malnourishments and deficiencies with vegans could be that agriculture is one and the same with that. The industrialization of agriculture has posed a lot of problems too. There's the fact that it's monoculture, things aren't being rotated properly, soil's not being replenished. Whether it's organic or not, it can be chemical free, even though there's runoff and other factors. But are you really getting the nutrients you'd be getting if they were properly grown? I think the closest thing to that is kind of a permaculture aspect, where you're constantly building soil, you have a variety, you're not just planting the same thing and harvesting over and over and over in the same plot of land. And you actually have a chance to build up soil and have some nutrients in there for the plants to get, for you to get. But it's easy to point fingers at meat, because the dairy industry is just as bad. It's even worse, I would say, because we have pasteurization, where you're heating it to 160 degrees and not boiling off literally, but you're killing any enzymes and inhibiting a lot of nutrients in that way, amongst other things. And you're killing all the beneficial bacteria. The probiotics go down the drain, and it's just crap. And the cows are being fed crap, and there's hormones, and so of course it's easy to blame meat. And half of these people that hop on the vegan bandwagon were eating really poor quality meat and dairy and eggs and byproducts, and of course you're gonna feel like $1 million. But in the long term, I'm going to say the 5 to 7 year mark, things start going downhill. And, I've even dabbled in being vegetarian and vegan in the past. And one of the first things I noticed is it felt like something was missing. Like I wasn't satiated and there was a void. And a lot of people account of that. And I think it's that, human beings are the only animals that don't know what the hell to eat. It's really messed up because I think we let our emotions get involved and we let society determine what we're going to eat. And you know what? Society is determined by big business and industry and commercials and pop culture and telling you what's good and what's not. We're so far from just trusting our instincts, and then everything offered to us plays with our instincts, and we crave sugar and fatty fried comfort foods because we don't actually have access to what our bodies naturally crave. If there wasn't sugar in everything, we wouldn't be so goddamn confused. And preservatives and all this other stuff that messes with our neurons and neurotoxic preservatives. There's a lot of factors here. But I don't think that everyone should be attacking these vegans who fall off the wagon because obviously it's not working. And it's that simple. It's not something people need backlash about. Yes, there's some deception out there with vegans who paint a happy picture, and I think that's part of the problem. We paint a happy picture when we find out, for the past 2 months you've been eating fish. There's nothing wrong with that, but you should be a little more transparent and have it out early on rather than getting caught in some of these circumstances. But where I'm going with all this is no one has the answer, and we don't know what we're doing yet, and there hasn't been anything formally conducted in the long term to determine what we should be eating. I'd really like them to do some scientific... Sorry, got a really slow truck in front of me I'm trying to pass. I'd really like for someone to document some blood work and everything for someone who actually eats, all hunted or wild caught meat. And I'm not saying go carnivore. I'm saying, because I myself I eat a lot of vegetables and fruit, but I also eat my share of meat too and byproducts. And on that same token, I guess you can check out the rest of my channel, but I'm trying to the best of my ability. I don't think I'll be 100% sustainable, but I'm trying to grow everything that I can to at least supplement real food. And I have backyard chickens, I eat the eggs, eat the meat, I have quail, I have goats that I milk. I don't eat the goats, but I do milk the goats. And I noticed a huge difference. And a part of that is taking responsibility instead of yes, we can blame commercial farming and the man and all that, but you need to take some responsibility and put some work into it. I'm not saying build a food forest overnight in your backyard. I'm saying join a co-op or start a community garden or join a community garden or plant something and trade with some neighbors or go hunting. There's things we can do. But a lot of it's the society we're crammed into. I know with my lifestyle, I can't go 100% because I have my 9 to 5 and I'm racing to work sometimes, and I sympathize with the vegans and people who have a strict diet because it's really hard with life in general to eat the way you should. I'm pretty disciplined and I do what I can and I grab what I grow and bring it to work and I try to buy organic and this and that, but it's not easy. But I didn't mean to rant so long here, and my commute's almost up. But basically, I'm saying we shouldn't get down each other's throats about it, and we should be a little more helpful towards each other and learn from each other, and not rely solely on trends, and put real world experiences out there instead of trying to be completely by the book about things. I think a lot of vegans get caught up in the emotional attachment to that lifestyle and the label of being plant-based or vegan. I think they're so committed to it that they're in denial of their own health at times, and that's why there's this deception of, well, last resort, I feel like shit, I have to eat fish. You know, it's just like, no, if you were being transparent and you were actually trying to help people, if you were feeling like shit, you'd say it. And you know, I give some props to Casey from Vegetable Police. He's all over the place with his diet, but he's trying things. You know, he was a little reluctant to come out of the closet as a carnivore, but he's putting it out there. He's documenting it. He doesn't have the answers. He admits it. But we need more people like that. And we need to come together a little more. We need to stop playing blame games and making up pseudoscience and grabbing outdated articles, and be relevant. Come together as a society, and like I said, we don't have to attack and blame the big man, even though the industrialization is corrupt as hell. It's screwing up everything. But we can start taking matters into our own hands instead of just blaming. I mean, I think things should be done. But as far as business goes, the less demand, you know, they slowly plummet. The less dependent we are on fast food and easy food, we can start growing again. And to be honest, part of the reason why I'm doing all this and growing my own food is I see things going downhill, and I want my children to know how to do it, and they're learning. And that's what it should be more about. And the whole experience of being in tune with your food and knowing where things come from is huge. It's not just like the work and the effort you put into it and how it's rewarding. It's the fact that, you know, it's contagious. You're teaching other people, and you're getting a real truth out there. And it's something that our ancestors were in tune with, and we let this hustle and bustle run our lives, and we completely fell out of it. That's my rant, guys. Feel free to comment below. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of controversy, and that's fine. Anyway, I'm going to have a few rants like this every once in a while. So make sure you check out some of my stuff if anything I said interests you, and subscribe if you'd like. Alright guys, thanks. Till next time.